welcome to Sunshine and Rain Tarot. How are you? I hope you're all safe and sound and well and have been enjoying the weekend. I have been watching some Formula One, and that's what I like to do when that is on. So, what can we expect for the week ahead? That's what I'm going to be looking at in this particular reading today. It's a general reading for everyone who is watching, looking at the energy that we're going to be working with on a day-to-day basis from Monday the 12th of October until Sunday the 19th of October. I'll pull one card for each day, then we'll just talk about the general energy that we can expect for that day as we go through the week. And don't forget, there's a couple of important times to look at throughout the week, such as on Tuesday where we've got Mercury Retrograde, and on the Friday I believe it is, where we have the new moon in Libra. Okay guys, so without further ado, let us get on with the reading. So guys, let's get into the reading. Let's see what the week ahead has in store for the collective. Have some cards please. What does the collective need to be aware of for the coming week? And like I said, I'm going to be pulling one card for each day. I'll lay them out in a spread that I've kind of created myself. So let's have a look to see what the energy is like. This will just be, like I said, a general reading for everyone, whoever's watching. This is for Monday the 12th of October until Sunday the 19th of October. So what is the energy we're going to be working with? What does the collective need to know for the highest and greatest good, please? Universe, thank you. So okay, so let's have a look. So first of all, we have got on the Monday 5 of Pentacles in reverse. In the upright, this card usually indicates being left out in the cold, out in the snow. Normally you'd see like a couple outside, in the snow, outside a building that looks like maybe a church, like some kind of religious institution, and they're walking past it, even though the stained glass windows are inviting and they're being invited in more or less. Here in this particular card, if you can look at it, this is the Gilded Tarot. You got the lady here who seems to be quite well dressed. She's got a baby, and you got this guy here. He's got like a pouch, and he seems to be giving money out. So perhaps she's come for help, like in the days when we used to get alms from the church, ALMS. It's when poor people who were downtrodden used to go to the church to get a handout of a little bit of money to help them buy some food to feed the children and so on, and to receive some kind of benefit in that way. And that was like obviously a few hundred years ago. These days we have got the welfare system. So this is someone who's perhaps come in hard times, and she's having to swallow her pride, and go to the local institution, job centre or benefits centre or whatever, to ask for some help. And you got this is like a spiritual guidance, it's like the spirituality of it all, so it's welcoming, and she has to make a decision then whether to accept this money or not, if she allows pride to get in the way of doing this, and then obviously she won't receive. However, this is in reverse. So on Monday, the 12th of October, this isn't happening. In the sense of for yourself, you're not needing to ask for any financial help from anyone. You're okay in that sense. But you may need still to ask for divine help. Okay, there may be a situation in your life that you need divine help with. What that might be, we'll find out as the week progresses perhaps, but this is the energy that we've got on the Monday, in the sense of you're okay, you're doing okay, you don't need any financial help, you don't need to ask for help, or perhaps you're holding yourself back from asking for that help. That could be it as well. You know, maybe you're feeling that little bit of pride. You know, I mean, to be honest, I was like that for many years. I refused to go to the welfare. You know, if I was unemployed, I'd fight my way through it. I'd find another way around it. You know, I wouldn't go to the welfare to or job centre, whatever. You know, to ask for benefits of any kind. And I felt, you know, I was a little bit old school. But these days, these institutions are there to help us to tide over, especially in the current climate. You know, and you may feel, you know, that, let's say for talk's sake, you're a boss, or you've been a successful boss or a successful business owner, and now you're going to have to go cap in hand, you know, kind of asking for help, begging for help financially, and you're feeling that, yeah, I don't want to do that, you know, you're a bit up in the air about it, or you are, this is exactly what you're doing, you don't think twice about it, you know they're there to help you, you know. You'll know in your own situation what that happens to be on Monday. Could well be, and hopefully it is, that you're okay financially. However, there may be some divine help in some situation that you need. On the Tuesday, we have got the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So the Queen of Swords upright, is a very busy person normally. You know, she's the leader, she'd be in this organisation, that voluntary thing, that charity, whatever, and no doubt she'd be the leader. She'd be taking control, you know, and in some way she could be a bit of a busybody in that way, you know, but she's very fair. Her heart's in the right place, you know, and the judgments that she gives out are normally intellectually based, obviously, rather than heart based. She thinks things through. You know, and if she was in like an organisation, she'd be the one in charge of the money. She'd be the financial officer, you know, chief financial officer, or be the treasurer, that kind of situation. However, this is in reverse, so this kind of energy isn't there today. There could be something, not so much with the finances, it's more to do with thoughts. Perhaps you've been a little bit unfair with your thinking, with your speech and so on. And it's not surprising because today, on Tuesday the 13th, you know, Mercury goes into retrograde. So that means your thoughts, your ideas, your speech, your actions in relation to that could be a little bit off. So take time out to think before you speak. And that's the warning for today. So that you're not like the Queen of Swords passing judgment, you know, unnecessarily, and you're not being cold or aloof, stepping back, you know, from people you should be helping perhaps. So that's the kind of energy you're working with on Tuesday, because we are going into retrograde season with Mercury, and I believe that lasts until about the middle of November. About the 11th of November, I believe, this lasts. But it's in, for the first part, it's in Scorpio, I believe, until the end of this month. So if I remember rightly from what from another reading I saw, it was about the 28th of this month, I believe. Then it goes into Libra, which is a bit more balanced. But certainly when it's in Scorpio, this can be very intense. Okay, so you may feel intensely angry, you may feel intensely upset about certain situations. Take time out to step back and reflect before you actually say anything, before you actually send off emails, send off letters, you know, communicate in some way, you know, like about a negative situation. Take the time out to reflect on the actions of that, the consequences of that, before you actually take that kind of action. On the Wednesday, we have got the Knight of Swords. You know, knights are chivalrous. You know, they're not the warriors of you know, sort of the era. These are the guys who are well trained in manners and the customs and the ins and outs of the niceties of the court, or the not so niceties of the court, you know. However, once given orders, they were full in, you know. And the knights tend to get the reputation of being impulsive. However, knights rarely act on their own volition. They normally follow orders. They may have a quest, and then they are expected to obviously to make their own decisions once on that quest, because they don't have the backup of the court, the king and queen and whatever, you know. But usually they are under the leadership of a lord or lady, under the direct rulership or leadership of the king. They protect the king, perhaps, or you know, they protect the realm. These are the ones who are captains of the army, the colonels, and whatever, the officers of the army, you know. So they're not. I would say a knight isn't that impulsive all the time. They can make rush decisions. They can rush in, but they also, knights always have to have a damsel in distress to help out, and that could be this Queen of Cups. So maybe if you've made a rash decision, or you've gone through a certain plan on the Tuesday, this is it being carried out. That email's been sent, that letter's been sent, if you're still using snail mail, or that fax has been sent. You still use faxes today, you know, or you've said something that can't be taken back now. You know, you've said something, and then, you know, and it could well be that you regret it later. We'll wait and see how that works out, you know, as the week progresses. But it's still time to give this knight orders to stand down, so it's not too late. Thursday we have got the Lovers in reverse. Could be related, and this is the consequence. You know, the relationship doesn't have to be a romantic one. I think just briefly looking over the cards, it could be. It could be a romantic one, but it's a relationship with someone, and you've aimed some unwanted or unpleasant words towards them, giving them some kind of letter or email or something, and it's turned this relationship upside down. It's soured the relationship. So it may even lead to a breakup if you're not careful, if you don't make some kind of amends. An apology may be on the cards, you know. So this is Thursday's energy, so we're getting towards the second half of the week now, and there's a new moon on the following day which may help out with this. Okay, so be careful of what you do, what you say, what you even think at the start of the week, because it could have these consequences. Now this could well be also a situation that's already there, and you're looking to try to mend it, you know. You're trying to repair this kind of situation, but perhaps they are under this Mercury retrograde kind of energy. They're not being very responsive, so it may be a case on your part to be patient, to wait it out. Okay, so either be careful with your thoughts and actions at the start of the week, otherwise this could be the consequence. It could cause a rift that could have serious consequences, in the sense of it might not be repaired, or you could be reaching out to someone but they're not being very responsive, so you may have to exercise a bit of patience. On the Friday as I said, we have the new moon that's in Libra, and we have here the Chariot in reverse. Okay, so that usually indicates, when it's in this kind of situation, it indicates there's no movement forward. You know, you're stuck. It's the same old kind of situation. But what's interesting about the Chariot in this particular deck? All right, have a look. Where's she looking? She's not looking ahead. What's she got for transport? She's got sphinxes. They're not going to go very far, and there's no rains. So this Chariot wasn't going anywhere in the first place. Okay, so normally chariots indicate movement, sort of pulling left or right, and it is fighting for control. But this card, in this way round, in the upright, means, for me anyway, the way I interpret it, that, you know, there's no movement anyway. This is like you going to the Sphinx in Egypt outside the pyramids and jumping on the back and saying, "Giddy up!" You know, you're not going to go anywhere. But it's in reverse. So there may be some slight movement. It may indicate, if it's like an opposite energy, this may indicate some movement is going to take place in the near future. And that could be related to, you know, the lovers and so on, things that have been happening throughout the week. So there may be a bright horizon in the offing. So there could be some movement. That's how I interpret this particular card in this deck. That there is, you're not fighting for control. You're not trying to keep the two horses or the two steeds or the two animals, whatever it is that's pulling the chariot. You know, you're not trying to separate them or keep them from separating each other. You're keeping them on track. You know, and certainly with these two sphinxes, I mean, they're going to stay on track anyway, aren't they? But I think this is more of a tussle within yourself rather than the external. So it could well be a decision that you have to make, and maybe you've decided on the course of action that you're going to make, because with the full moon in Libra, the new moon in Libra, that brings a sense of balance. You know, it's an energy of balance where, you know, you like things to be on a smooth, level playing field rather than the bumpy, sort of rough ground. You know, you want to play on the all-weather pitch with the turf rather than the muddy field kind of situation. So this could be more an internal movement rather than anything else. So with this being in the reverse, this could be a change of thinking. You know, perhaps you felt that you weren't going any further, but now there is some kind of movement forward. Okay, because you have got on the Saturday the Ace of Pentacles, and that in itself is a wonderful, prosperous, or very positive card, isn't it? You know, the Ace of Pentacles means like a new beginning, a new start, fresh start, news coming in, perhaps, you know, can be a financial or material nature, but you know, it could just be good, positive stuff, energy coming in. So this, you know, your action by being patient at the start of the week with this other person, if that's what the situation is, starts to be relieved. You know, there's a sudden change perhaps in direction. You know, it could be some movement ahead. And if you've been holding your tongue and you know, being patient in that way with what your communication has been, this is result towards the end of the week. Things start looking up by Saturday. You know, coming in, we're still in this new moon energy. So don't forget, by the way, from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, use that time to set your intentions, reset your goals if needs be. You know, what is it you want going forward? You know, so set your intentions. Use some kind of new moon ritual if you have that, or just sit down and meditate and have a look at or reflect or contemplate how your life is, how things are, and how would you like things to move forward. And if you do that, it looks like it's going to be very beneficial, because you are offered something, you're being offered something on the Saturday which could be very beneficial. And then on the Sunday we have got the Emperor. And the Emperor, as we know, is the ultimate, like a masculine energy. He's the planner, he's the master builder, he's the architect, he's generous, he's kind, he's the mentor, the teacher. So maybe someone is going to offer some help to you, to help you with this kind of situation that's been building up throughout the week. So it could well be that any news that you're waiting for comes through, say Thursday, Friday kind of situation, okay, and Sunday you receive a message perhaps of some kind of help that's going to, someone's going to help you out in some way. It could be financially, it could be sort of as in a mentorship or something along those lines, a teacher or counselling or whatever it happens to be. Okay, because don't forget, the start of the week was started off, possibly you're okay financially, but there may still be some difficulties. And then you've got the Ace of Pentacles here, so that's more financial stuff, so you get maybe some kind of breakthrough. And you've got to finish off with the Emperor, being the very prosperous dude that he is. He's well in charge of his finances, isn't he? And as well as the other elements, being the king of all the kings, So the end of the week really kind of finishes on a high, doesn't it? Because the start of the week starts off okay, but then there's I would say a little bit of perhaps to and fro in communication wise that could, depending on how you deal with that, could turn out to be either positive or negative. But then towards the end of the week, Saturday, Sunday, into the weekend, and in fact from the new moon on Friday, things start to look up, things start to improve, and you're set up for the following week, which would be from the 20th onwards, in a much better frame of mind, much more confident. So that's what I get for you guys for this week. Let's have a look. Seeing as we have got the Mercury and then we've got the new moon, let's see what we can get from the cards, the Moonology cards, as regards this energy for the week. Just have a couple of cards. Oh, I'm not taking all of them. Just have a couple of cards to find out what kind of energy can add to this for the collective, please. For the highest and greatest good. What else do they need to know, please? For the highest and greatest good. Maybe just a single card. Thank you. Okay, so we have got, there we go, we've got the full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. So that's pretty much the energy of the week. So whatever the issue was at the start of the week, by the end of the week should be resolved. Okay, so in your own life what that issue happens to be, whether it's to do with relationship, whether it's to do with work, whether it's to do with business, whether it's a social kind of situation, best friend kind of situation, there's going to be some movement on that, and there'll be a resolution by the end of the week. So this is not permanent. This Lovers turned around, this Lovers in reverse. That is not permanent, okay? It's only something that's really little, and it could be as a miscommunication because of Mercury retrograde. But by the end of the week, it'll be resolved, because you've got the Emperor energy, and you've got the Ace of Pentacles, and you've got the Chariot. That in this particular deck, when it's in reverse, I say that there's movement forward, because in the upright, because of the way this card is depicted in the upright, that doesn't say movement to me. Okay, if you have a closer look at it, that doesn't say movement to me, even though normally the Chariot does mean movement. In this deck, I don't believe that does. I believe that's more like not physical movement anyway. It's maybe like a mental movement of some kind, a mental shift. And you've made that mental shift. Okay, so then you attract the Ace of Pentacles and you attract the help that you need. And that brings a positive conclusion, a positive resolution to the whole situation. Okay guys, so that is it. That is your reading for this week, this coming week, 12th to the 19th of October. I hope you enjoyed that. If you'd like to support me, you know how to do that. Just look in the description. All the details are there. Like, share, subscribe, ding the bell, and all the rest of that. Alright guys, see you again soon. Bye bye now.